What's up everyone, OJ here. Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be talking about Fire Emblem Three Houses. I think it's just about that time, guys, to start covering this game quite a bit. Now, if you remember this channel back in 2017, leading up to a game like Xenoblade Chronicles 2 for the Nintendo Switch, we had a lot of coverage because Nintendo started dropping a lot of different rare Blade videos and other bits of information. We're going to do a similar thing with Fire Emblem Three Houses, just this time I didn't start like a year in advance when it comes to it. So I'm really happy that the information has been trickling out more closer to the launch of the game. So I don't have to sit there and cover this game religiously for like every single week, every single time there was some bit of information. But we do have a lot of different stuff like character reveals and profiles of certain characters that we already know about, and I wanted to detail those a little bit more and give my thoughts on the game as we lead up to the release of it. Guys, it's not going to be too much longer. We're already in May as of the time that I'm recording this video. We've got June, and then July hits, and bam, Fire Emblem Three Houses is that nice middle summer surprise for us. So I'm really looking forward to this game. For those who don't know, I've pretty much played every single Fire Emblem game ever released. I think there might have been like a Japanese release or so that I haven't played, but I've played many of them. I'm a huge fan of Fire Emblem Awakening. That's my favorite Fire Emblem game of all time. I talk about it all the time. So make sure you guys come out to my streams and watch my previous videos where I've talked about Fire Emblem Awakening and why I like that game so much. But yes, huge Fire Emblem fan. It's actually one of my favorite Nintendo franchises, easily a top 3 for me, and I'm extremely excited for Fire Emblem Three Houses. So let's go ahead and get into the content here, guys. So Fire Emblem Three Houses, we have an introduction of Jeralt. So Nintendo and Intelligent Systems are back again with some more character introductions. This time we're taking a look at Fire Emblem Three Houses. One of the main characters, probably NPC, that you cannot play as, but maybe you play as him at some point. I'm not really sure what they're gonna do, but yes, it is Jeralt, and he is voiced by Akio Otsuka in the Japanese version of the game. Now, Jeralt plays the role of the protagonist's father, but is also a veteran knight. He previously served as the head knight for the Church of Seros and was considered to be the strongest knight ever. The strongest knight ever? That's insane. Now, he ended up leaving his position and became a mercenary. Sadly, his wife has already passed away. Jeralt returns to the Knight of Seros toward the start of Fire Emblem Three Houses after students are saved from the Officers Academy. The cool thing about Jeralt that I like about him, he has this really gruff, super hardcore mercenary design. I think the design of his hair is really cool. I like the shaved sides there, then like the spikes going down all the way to the front, all the way to where his eyebrows are. I think that's pretty cool. Nice beard there. He definitely looks like that mercenary type that's went through some stuff here or there. It looks like he can have a soft side, but then again at the same time he can also be ruthless when he needs to be ruthless. And I think that's what I like about some of these characters. And you guys all know Fire Emblem when it comes to the parents and what happened, so we'll have to wait and see if that goes through. But overall, I think it's a great design of the character. I like the shoulder piece that he has. I think that he has a really cool look to him, and I'm looking forward to seeing more of his character and kind of what happens in this game compared to previous parents of the protagonists and things like that in other Fire Emblem games. Now, that's not just it. We have another character to detail or to talk about, and that is Rei, who is voiced by Kikuko Ino in Japanese, and her English name has not yet been officially revealed, but for right now it is just Rei, or R-E-A. Shout outs to Nintendo Everything once again for the translations, because all this stuff is in the Japanese Twitter account for Fire Emblem Three Houses. Now, I know Nintendo of America has been updating some stuff too as well, but we're reading off of that. Now let's talk about Rei just a little bit here. So Rei is the leader of the Holy Church of Seros. She has held that position since Jeralt was the part of the Knights of Seros. Now, Rei thinks highly of the protagonist, which prompts her to invite them to be a teacher at the Officers Academy. She treats people with the same calm manner like a kind mother. However, she can also be strict when it comes to passing judgment, given her role at the Church of Seros. Now, here's a closer look at her. You guys are seeing her, and there's also some clips of her as well, which we'll show off too. And this is awesome to see. She has a very Palutena look to her from Super Smash Bros. Or from the Kid Icarus series. She has that same color hair. She's in that high position in terms of religion or church or whatever the case is. So very similar in terms of some of the design, in my opinion at least. But I love Palutena, so that's cool that they're maybe even borrowing a little bit of liberties from her, or maybe that's just how they feel that she should look given the position that she does have. But this is actually really cool. I like what they've done with their design because, once again, I am a fan of Palutena, and I think that she's going to play a pivotal role. Obviously, she's going to play a pivotal role with the church and everything, and kind of what's going on with the Officers Academy and how she thinks highly of the protagonist and her history with Jeralt as well. So I like how it's all kind of factoring in and putting together. And if you look at all the different character introductions, which we will cover some of the other character introductions with the 3 main houses that you can pick as well. We'll talk about that too in a separate video, but I like how they're kind of putting everything together, and I think they're doing a better job of advertising this one leading up until the release than what they did with Fire Emblem Fates, because that was just a confusing mess, right? Because you had Fire Emblem Fates, Conquest, and you had Birthright, and you had different games and what you get in each one, and then there was also Revelations, which was DLC, and then there was also a physical edition that had all 3 on there, but that was really hard to get. So I think that they're doing a better job with this, kind of leading in and introducing the characters and making sure that they explain something that it's just pretty much one game here. It's pretty much one game. They haven't talked about DLC, which we'll talk about in a video closer. I think there's going to be DLC at some point, but we're going to have to wait and see. Maybe E3, we get the full shebang when it comes to what's going down with other stuff with the game. So far, we just know about the Seasons of Warfare, so there's just that. But overall, really looking forward to Fire Emblem 3 Houses. I think that they have great character designs. I've always loved the art. People have talked about how they've changed artists here and there, and it's kind of different, but I've always loved the art of Fire Emblem. I always think that they do a great job with it. I think that the characters are well designed, and I think the biggest thing that I'm looking forward to when it comes to Fire Emblem 3 Houses is how are they going to handle the story with this one, because this seems like it's going to have the same type of themes, right, with the war and kind of what's going on in large-scale battles. It seems like all that is there, but people are kind of inserting their own thing, like, well, wait a minute, we have like a Harry Potter type of thing going on here with the Academy and everything, so it's like Fire Emblem Harry Potter or whatever the case is, which to me is something cool, it's something different. I don't have a problem with them inserting different ideas, new stuff. I mean, the fact that, like, instead of using like a master seal or whatever to change classes or get a promotion, that you actually have basically just a school and like you learn it. Like you can pass like a test, and that's kind of how you upgrade and do things. I think that's more functional, and I love that. I love that about Fire Emblem, how they're always trying to change things up. Even if they go back to the old school ones like Echo, Shadows of Valentia, and kind of what they did there with some of the open-ended areas and how you can kind of free roam. And that's another thing about this game that they're adding in to like the free roaming of the castle and everything like that. And I'm hoping that maybe you can have some free roaming parts even out on the field, kind of like Shadows of Valentia had. Hopefully you can have some of that, because that was great. So I think that adding all those elements in addition to introducing these characters is just going to be a great time. It's one of those series where you really need to get into it more, kind of feel out the characters, see what you like about it in terms of the characters and the themes, and then play it from there. You really need to just play the game. It's hard to kind of convey how good Fire Emblem is just by looking at the gameplay, just because it is a strategy RPG, which is a little bit different, which some people have complained about when it comes to the graphics or the look of the game so far. But I think once people get their hands on the final product and everything is brushed up and nice and everything like that, I think people are going to fall in love with this game, just because I know I am. I know I'm falling in love with all the themes and all the different characters so far that they're introducing and the stories so far that we do know of. But here's the thing about Fire Emblem games, especially with all this stuff. Like, we're going to know about these characters, we're going to know about certain things, but they're going to do a good job of making sure that the overall plot and kind of what's going on in general, there's like, we don't know anything before launch. I mean, that's how it was with Fire Emblem Fates, even though they revealed so much information, but at the end of the day, like, we didn't know what was going to happen with the plot. Like, usually you can kind of tell some of the stuff like that, but it's always in for like a crazy ride with these Fire Emblem games. So I'm looking forward to just seeing how, like, what the greater evil is, or what the end truth is of this whole thing, because that's how Fire Emblem games kind of always do things, you know, for the most part, with the modern ones at least. Looking forward to covering Fire Emblem 3 Houses a lot more on the channel. We are going to be doing a lot of coverage of the game, and of course, for those who are asking this question, because I already know a lot of you guys are going to ask this question in terms of what path I'm going to be taking, and I'm going to be repeating this multiple times, but I'll be doing all 3 paths on the channel. I will be doing a hardcore classic path once we hit a certain goal, and I will be doing a regular path, like a let's play path, and then I'll also be doing a normal casual stream path as well. So all 3 houses will be played through on this channel, and you guys will be able to see most of that as well. So get ready, get ready. There's going to be a lot of Fire Emblem 3 houses on the channel, a lot of Fire Emblem videos and stuff coming up, so I'm looking forward to covering the game for you guys. leading up all the way to launch, because I'm a huge Fire Emblem fan. So what do you guys think about these two characters revealed so far? What are your favorite aspects of Fire Emblem Three Houses so far? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. All right, guys, that wraps it up for this video here. Go and check out the links in the description below. We got Facebook and Twitter. Go and give us a like and a follow on our social media. Hit that like button if you did like this video. Lets me know you guys want more content like this going forward in the future. And subscribe to PlayerEssence for latest RPG, Japanese, and Nintendo gaming news. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you guys for the next one. Peace.